Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. I'm so glad you're here today because we're going to talk about something that holds the key to unlocking everything you've ever wanted in life. It's not a secret, not some magical formula, but a principle as old as time. And yet, it's something that too many of us overlook: discipline. Now, I want you to think about this for a moment. Everything you admire, everything that's ever inspired you, everything that's ever been achieved by anyone you look up to at its core, it's been built on discipline. Whether you're looking at an athlete at the top of their game, a business mogul making waves, or even someone in your own life who seems to have it all together, discipline is what powers their success. But let me tell you, this discipline is not just about following rules or sticking to a schedule. Oh no, it's so much deeper than that. Discipline is about creating a structure in your life that allows you to break free of limitations. It's about choosing growth over comfort, day after day, moment after moment. Discipline is not restrictive, it is freeing. When most people think of discipline, they imagine rules, limits, and a sense of confinement, but that is a narrow and incomplete view. Discipline, in its truest form, is a tool for creating freedom in your life. And to understand this, we need to shift the way we perceive it. Most people avoid discipline because they associate it with deprivation, thinking that by committing to a disciplined life, they will lose their spontaneity, creativity, or the enjoyment of life's pleasures. They imagine discipline as something that boxes them in, leaving little room for flexibility or joy. However, the reality is quite the opposite. Consider the most successful individuals in any field: athletes, artists, entrepreneurs, or leaders. These people often have very structured routines, clear goals, and unwavering commitment to their craft. But ask any of them, and they will tell you that their discipline is what allows them to truly thrive. Why? Because discipline creates a foundation. It provides a solid base from which you can take risks, innovate, and explore new possibilities. When you are disciplined, you are not constantly worrying about the basics, things like time management, health, or personal growth, because those areas are already handled. That frees up your mental and emotional bandwidth to focus on the bigger picture, the things that really move the needle in your life. Think about it this way: if you don't have discipline, you're constantly reacting to whatever life throws at you. You might wake up late, scramble through your day, miss important deadlines, and feel stressed about things you could have prevented. In that state, you're not free, you're stuck in a cycle of reacting to external circumstances. But with discipline, you have a plan, a roadmap. You set your course, and even if obstacles come your way, you're much better equipped to handle them because you've built a structure that supports your growth. That structure is what gives you the freedom to take on new challenges and pursue new opportunities. Another way to look at it is through the lens of financial freedom. Many people dream of being financially free, but few are willing to adopt the discipline required to achieve that freedom. It's not about making a lot of money all at once. It's about managing your finances with discipline over time, saving, investing, and avoiding unnecessary spending. The same principle applies to your time, your energy, and your relationships. Discipline in how you manage these resources is what creates freedom in the long run. When you save money, for example, you're not restricting yourself from enjoying life. You're actually giving yourself the freedom to make choices later on. You're building the freedom to invest in a business, take a dream vacation, or retire early. Without that discipline, you may find yourself constantly stressed about finances, trapped in a paycheck-to-paycheck lifestyle, unable to take risks or pursue your passions. This concept extends beyond finances and time. It's about how you approach every aspect of your life. Let's take health as an example. Many people think of a healthy lifestyle as restrictive. They believe that following a disciplined diet or exercise routine means they'll have to give up foods they love or spend hours in the gym. But what they don't realize is that discipline in health creates freedom in your body. When you're disciplined about eating nutritious foods and staying active, you feel better, you have more energy, and your body becomes a tool that serves you rather than something that holds you back. It's the freedom to move, the freedom to live without pain, and the freedom to enjoy life to its fullest without being limited by illness or fatigue. The same applies to your mental and emotional well-being. Discipline in managing your thoughts, emotions, and stress can lead to a sense of inner peace and freedom that you might never experience if you're constantly at the mercy of external triggers. Meditation, journaling, or simply setting aside time for reflection are all forms of mental discipline that allow you to process your emotions and thoughts in a way that brings clarity and calmness. Without this kind of discipline, your mind may be constantly cluttered, jumping from one worry to the next, preventing you from being fully present or making clear decisions. In relationships, discipline is also key. It may sound strange to talk about discipline in the context of love or friendships, but it's incredibly important. Discipline in communication, being honest, setting boundaries, listening leads to healthier, stronger relationships. When you're disciplined about showing up for the people you care about, they know they can rely on you. You create trust, and that trust forms the foundation for deeper connection and intimacy. Without discipline, relationships can become chaotic, filled with misunderstandings, unmet expectations, and a lack of growth. Discipline allows you to maintain your integrity, stick to your commitments, and show up as the best version of yourself. It creates a sense of consistency that others can depend on, and in turn, that consistency gives you the freedom to grow within those relationships. You're not constantly putting out fires or dealing with unnecessary drama because you've already built the structure for a healthy, balanced relationship. So when we say discipline is not restrictive, what we're really saying is that discipline is the key to unlocking true freedom in every area of your life. Whether it's in your career, your health, your finances, or your relationships, discipline gives you the control to design the life you want rather than leaving it up to chance. It's about making intentional choices that serve your long-term goals rather than giving in to short-term impulses or distractions. Discipline may feel hard in the moment, it may feel like you're sacrificing something, but in reality, you're investing in your future. You're giving yourself the freedom to achieve your potential, to live a life without regrets, and to become the person you've always wanted to be. Small, consistent actions lead to big results. When we think about success or achieving a goal, we often imagine it coming from one grand, sweeping effort, something monumental that changes everything all at once. But the truth is, real success rarely works that way. It's the small, incremental actions taken consistently over time that lead to big, life-changing results. This is a concept that seems simple on the surface, but when you really understand it and apply it to your life, it can transform how you approach your goals, your work, and your personal growth. The idea of small, consistent actions can be compared to planting a seed. When you plant a seed in the ground, you don't expect it to turn into a fully grown tree overnight. You understand that it takes time. You water it a little each day, ensure it gets sunlight, and gradually it begins to sprout. Over time, it grows bigger and stronger, eventually becoming the tree you envisioned. This process requires patience, care, and consistency. You don't pull the plant out of the ground every few days to see if it's growing. You trust the process, knowing that the small actions you take every day will lead to the result you want. In the same way, whatever goal you have, whether it's starting a business, improving your health, or mastering a new skill, requires you to take small steps consistently over time. These small actions may not seem like they're making a difference in the moment. In fact, it can sometimes feel like you're not making any progress at all. But just like the seed growing beneath the surface, your consistent effort is creating the foundation for future success. Let's take fitness as an example. Many people set a goal to get in shape or lose weight, and they want to see results immediately. They'll go to the gym for a few days or eat healthy for a week, but when they don't see significant changes right away, they get discouraged and give up. The problem here is not the effort, but the expectation. Real, lasting fitness results come from consistently showing up day after day, week after week, and doing the work. It's not about working out for hours every single day, but about committing to regular exercise and healthy eating habits over the long term. A single workout won't make a difference, but 100 workouts over the course of a few months will. A single healthy meal won't change your body, but consistently choosing nutritious foods will transform your health over time. This principle applies not only to physical health, but also to personal growth and professional success. Think about how habits are formed. Habits are the result of repeated actions over time. If you want to develop a habit like reading more, practicing a skill, or meditating, it's not about doing it for hours at a time sporadically. It's about doing it regularly, even if it's just for a few minutes each day. Over time, those small actions add up, and before you know it, you've created a habit that becomes a part of your routine. Now, why is it that small, consistent actions are so powerful? The answer lies in the concept of compounding. Just like money grows through compound interest, your actions and efforts compound over time. The small things you do each day might seem insignificant in isolation, but when they're done consistently, they create momentum and lead to exponential growth. Each small action builds on the previous one, and the cumulative effect can be far greater than you ever imagined. Think about learning a new skill, like playing a musical instrument or learning a new language. If you practice for just 15 minutes a day, it may not seem like you're making much progress at first, but over the course of a year, that adds up to more than 90 hours of practice. That's 90 hours of deliberate effort that you wouldn't have if you hadn't committed to those small daily sessions. And after a year, the improvement will be noticeable. The same principle applies to anything you want to achieve. Small, consistent actions might not give you immediate gratification, but they create long-term success. Another important aspect of this is that small, consistent actions are sustainable. One of the biggest reasons people fail to reach their goals is that they try to do too much too quickly. They burn themselves out by going all in for a short period, only to realize that they can't maintain that level of intensity. But when you take small, manageable steps, you're more likely to stick with it in the long run. It's easier to commit to doing something small every day than to take on a huge, overwhelming task all at once. This consistency not only keeps you moving forward, but also helps you avoid burnout and frustration. When you focus on small actions, you also eliminate the pressure to be perfect. Perfectionism can often paralyze us and stop us from taking action. We think that if we can't do something perfectly, or if we don't have the time or energy to do it in a big way, we shouldn't do it at all. But the beauty of small, consistent actions is that they don't require perfection. They just require showing up. Even on the days when you're not feeling your best or when you're short on time, you can still make progress by taking a small step forward. It's about progress, not perfection. Moreover, small, consistent actions create a sense of momentum. When you take small steps every day, you build confidence in your ability to achieve your goals. Each small win gives you a sense of accomplishment, which motivates you to keep going. This momentum can be incredibly powerful. Once you start seeing the results of your efforts, you're more likely to stay committed and keep pushing forward. It becomes a positive feedback loop where your small actions lead to progress, which leads to more motivation, which leads to more action. This approach also allows for flexibility. Life is unpredictable, and there will inevitably be days when things don't go according to plan. But when you're focused on small, consistent actions, you're more adaptable. If you miss a day or if something unexpected comes up, it doesn't derail your entire progress. You can pick up where you left off and keep moving forward. This resilience is key to long-term success. It's not about never making mistakes or never facing setbacks. It's about consistently getting back on track and continuing to take those small steps toward your goal. In essence, small, consistent actions are about embracing the process rather than fixating on the end result. When you focus on the process, on showing up every day, doing the work, and trusting that your efforts will pay off, you shift your mindset from one of impatience and frustration to one of growth and perseverance. This mindset shift is crucial because it allows you to enjoy the journey rather than feeling overwhelmed by how far you still have to go. It's easy to get caught up in the desire for quick results, especially in today's world where instant gratification is so readily available. We want things to happen fast, and we often get discouraged when they don't. But the reality is that anything worth achieving takes time, effort, and consistency. Discipline bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. It is one of the most critical components that often separates those who achieve their goals from those who remain stuck or never fully realize their potential. The idea that discipline serves as a bridge comes from the understanding that our desires, dreams, and ambitions are on one side of a divide while our current reality and circumstances are on the other. The path from one side to the other is not built overnight or through wishful thinking. It is constructed through consistent, disciplined actions that move us closer to our goals day by day. When we set out to accomplish something, whether it's a personal, professional, or health-related goal, there is always a gap. This gap represents the distance between the life we currently live and the life we want to create. It's easy to be inspired by the vision of where we want to go. We might feel a burst of motivation when we think about what we want to achieve: a new career, a healthier lifestyle, a personal milestone. But then comes the reality of the effort it will take to get there. The excitement fades, and that's when many people give up or become discouraged. This is where discipline comes in. Discipline is the force that keeps us moving forward. Even when the initial excitement wears off, it's what allows us to take the necessary steps to bridge that gap, even when those steps feel difficult, tedious, or uncomfortable. Often, the path to achieving something meaningful is not glamorous. It's filled with moments of doubt, frustration, and hard work that may not yield immediate results. Discipline is the ability to push through those moments, knowing that each step, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to where you want to be. The reason discipline is so essential in bridging this gap is that success rarely happens in big, dramatic leaps. Instead, it is the result of countless small actions repeated consistently over time. These actions are often mundane and unexciting, but they are what build the foundation for success. It's easy to be motivated at the beginning of a journey, when everything feels new and possible. But true progress happens when you can continue to show up and do the work long after the initial motivation fades. That's where discipline becomes your greatest ally. Many people fall into the trap of thinking that talent, luck, or external circumstances are the primary factors that determine success. While those things can play a role, they are not the most important ingredients. Talent might give you a head start, and luck might provide an unexpected opportunity, but without discipline, those advantages often go to waste. Discipline is what ensures that you make the most of whatever talents or opportunities you have. It is the consistent effort over time that brings you closer to your goals, no matter where you start or what obstacles you face along the way. Discipline is also what allows you to overcome the inevitable challenges that arise on the journey to success. No matter what your goal is, there will be obstacles. You might face setbacks, failures, or periods where it feels like you're not making any progress at all. These are the moments that test your commitment. Many people quit at the first sign of difficulty, but those with discipline continue to push forward. They understand that setbacks are part of the process, not a reason to give up. Discipline helps you stay focused on the long-term goal, even when the short-term situation feels frustrating or discouraging. Another key reason discipline is so effective in bridging the gap between where you are and where you want to be is that it creates a sense of momentum. Each time you make a disciplined choice, whether it's sticking to a workout routine, staying focused on a work project, or managing your time wisely, you build momentum. This momentum makes it easier to continue making disciplined choices in the future. It becomes a positive feedback loop. The more you practice discipline, the more progress you make, and the more motivated you become to continue. Over time, this momentum carries you further and faster toward your goals. Discipline also helps you stay clear on your priorities. In today's world, it's easy to get distracted by 1,000 different things. We are constantly bombarded with information, opportunities, and obligations that can pull us off course. Without discipline, it's easy to lose sight of what really matters and waste time on things that don't move you closer to your goals. Discipline helps you stay focused on what's important. It enables you to say no to distractions and yes to the actions that align with your vision. This kind of focus is critical because the more disciplined you are, the more intentional your actions become. Instead of spreading your energy across too many things, discipline allows you to concentrate your efforts on the areas that will have the greatest impact. Another important aspect of discipline is that it builds resilience. The journey toward any significant goal is rarely smooth. There will be setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt. Discipline helps you develop the mental toughness to keep going, even when things get hard. It teaches you to embrace discomfort and push through challenges rather than giving up when the going gets tough. This resilience is essential because success is not just about achieving a goal, it's about learning how to navigate the obstacles that inevitably arise along the way. Discipline gives you the strength to persevere no matter what challenges come your way. One of the most empowering aspects of discipline is that it puts you in control of your destiny. So often, people feel like they are at the mercy of their circumstances. They blame external factors for their lack of progress or success. But discipline shifts the focus back to what you can control. It reminds you that no matter what is happening around you, you have the power to choose your actions. You may not be able to control every situation, but you can control how you respond to it. By practicing discipline, you take ownership of your journey and empower yourself to create the results you want. Discipline is not about perfection. It's not about always making the right choice or never slipping up. It's about consistently striving to do your best, even when it's difficult. There will be days when you fall short, but discipline is what allows you to get back up and keep going. It's the commitment to keep taking action, even when you don't feel like it, and even when progress seems slow. Over time, those disciplined actions add up, and before you know it, you've crossed the bridge from where you were to where you want to be. At its core, discipline is about delayed gratification. It's the ability to put in the work now, knowing that the rewards will come later. In a world where we are constantly tempted by instant gratification, discipline is what allows you to stay focused on the bigger picture. It's about sacrificing short-term pleasure for long-term success. This doesn't mean you have to give up everything you enjoy, but it does mean that you need to be willing to make trade-offs. The more disciplined you are, the better you become at making choices that align with your long-term goals rather than being swayed by temporary desires. The beauty of discipline is that it's a skill anyone can develop. You don't have to be born with it. And it's not something that only a select few can achieve. It's like a muscle that gets stronger the more you use it. The more you practice discipline in one area of your life, the easier it becomes to apply it to other areas. This creates a ripple effect as you become more disciplined in your work. You might find that you also become more disciplined in your personal habits, your relationships, and your health. Discipline is a choice that empowers you to direct your life. It is a conscious decision that you make every single day, one that allows you to take control of your actions, thoughts, and habits, rather than allowing external forces to dictate your path. Discipline, when fully embraced, becomes the driving force behind everything you do. It is the foundation upon which success, fulfillment, and growth are built. The choice to be disciplined is not something that happens passively. It is a deliberate commitment to take charge of your life, to move with intention, and to shape your future according to your goals and values. When you choose discipline, you are essentially deciding that you are in control of your outcomes. You are rejecting the idea that life happens to you and instead embracing the belief that you have the power to create the life you want. This shift in mindset is profound because it places the responsibility for your success, happiness, and fulfillment squarely in your hands. It's a declaration that you will not be swayed by distractions, temptations, or momentary discomforts, but rather you will stay focused on what matters most to you. In making this choice, you are empowering yourself to act with purpose and clarity. One of the most significant aspects of choosing discipline is that it allows you to break free from the cycle of instant gratification. In today's world, we are constantly surrounded by things that offer immediate pleasure or satisfaction: social media, fast food, entertainment, and so on. These things are easy to indulge in because they provide a quick dopamine hit, but they often come at the expense of our long-term goals. When you choose discipline, you are choosing delayed gratification. You are willing to forgo the easy pleasures of the moment in favor of something far more meaningful and lasting. This ability to delay gratification is one of the key predictors of long-term success because it enables you to stay focused on what truly matters, even when the rewards aren't immediate. Choosing discipline also means that you are actively deciding to align your actions with your values and your vision for the future. It's not enough to have goals or dreams, you need to consistently take steps toward them. Discipline bridges the gap between your intentions and your actions. It's easy to say that you want to be healthier, more successful, or more fulfilled, but without discipline, those desires remain just that, wishes. Discipline turns those wishes into concrete actions. It's the choice to wake up early and exercise, even when you'd rather stay in bed. It's the decision to work on your side project after a long day at work, even when you're tired. It's the commitment to stick to a budget, even when you're tempted to splurge on something unnecessary. These daily choices, though seemingly small, compound over time and lead to significant, lasting change. Moreover, discipline gives you the ability to prioritize what truly matters. We live in a world full of distractions, and it's all too easy to get caught up in things that don't serve our long-term goals. Discipline is what allows you to filter out the noise and stay focused on what's important. It's the ability to say no to the things that don't align with your values and your vision. This is a powerful form of empowerment because it enables you to take control of your time, energy, and attention. Instead of being pulled in 100 different directions, you can direct your resources toward the things that matter most to you. Discipline also empowers you by giving you a sense of mastery over yourself. When you choose discipline, you are choosing to overcome your impulses, your fears, and your excuses. You are saying that you will not be controlled by fleeting emotions or temporary discomforts. This kind of self-mastery is incredibly liberating because it allows you to act in alignment with your higher self rather than being at the mercy of your immediate desires. It's the difference between being reactive and being proactive. When you are disciplined, you are not reacting to the whims of the moment, you are acting with purpose and intention. This sense of self-mastery extends to every area of your life. In your health, discipline empowers you to make choices that support your well-being, even when they are difficult. In your career, discipline allows you to stay focused on your long-term goals, even when there are setbacks or challenges. In your relationships, discipline helps you show up consistently for the people you care about, even when it's not convenient. This consistency builds trust, both with yourself and with others. The more disciplined you are, the more confidence you build in your ability to follow through on your commitments. Another critical aspect of choosing discipline is that it empowers you to embrace discomfort. Growth and progress rarely come from staying in your comfort zone. Whether it's pushing yourself physically, mentally, or emotionally, true growth requires you to stretch beyond what feels easy or familiar. Discipline is what allows you to do this. It's the choice to embrace the discomfort of growth, knowing that it will lead to something greater. When you choose discipline, you are choosing to face challenges head-on rather than avoiding them. This builds resilience, which is essential for achieving any significant goal. Furthermore, discipline empowers you to maintain consistency, which is one of the most important factors in achieving long-term success. It's not about being perfect or never making mistakes. It's about showing up day after day, even when it's hard. Consistency compounds over time. Each small, disciplined action builds on the last, creating momentum that propels you forward. This momentum is incredibly powerful because it keeps you moving toward your goals, even when motivation fades or obstacles arise. Discipline is what keeps you on track when things get tough, and it's what allows you to make steady progress, even when it feels slow. Choosing discipline also empowers you to take ownership of your life. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming external circumstances for your lack of progress, whether it's a demanding job, a lack of time, or difficult relationships. But discipline shifts the focus back to what you can control. It's the recognition that no matter what challenges you face, you have the power to choose how you respond. This sense of ownership is incredibly empowering because it puts you in the driver's seat of your life. Instead of feeling like a victim of your circumstances, you realize that you have the ability to create the life you want through your choices and actions. Discipline is also a form of self-respect. When you choose discipline, you are saying that your goals and dreams are worth the effort. You are showing yourself that you value your future enough to put in the work, even when it's hard. This self-respect builds confidence and reinforces your belief in your ability to achieve your goals. The more you practice discipline, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable of doing hard things. And this belief in your own capability becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more disciplined you are, the more confident you become in your ability to succeed, and the more success you create as a result. In addition, discipline empowers you to maintain balance in your life. It's not about working relentlessly without rest or pushing yourself to the point of burnout. Rather, discipline allows you to create a sense of harmony between the different areas of your life. It helps you set boundaries and prioritize self-care so that you can maintain your energy and focus over the long term. Discipline is what allows you to find the balance between work and rest, between effort and recovery. It's the choice to take care of yourself, not just in the short term, but in a way that supports your long-term well-being. Discipline also empowers you to stay adaptable. Life is unpredictable, and no matter how carefully you plan, there will always be unexpected challenges and changes. Discipline doesn't mean rigidly sticking to a plan, no matter what it means staying committed to your goals while remaining flexible in your approach. When you are disciplined, you can navigate change and uncertainty with confidence because you have built the habits and mindset that allow you to keep moving forward, no matter what obstacles arise. This adaptability is crucial because it ensures that you can stay on track, even when circumstances change. Ultimately, choosing discipline is about choosing to live with intention. It's the decision to take control of your life, to act in alignment with your values and goals, and to consistently move toward the future you want to create. It's the recognition that you are the author of your own story, and that every choice you make is a step in that direction. When you choose discipline, you are choosing to take ownership of your life, to embrace discomfort, to build resilience, and to stay focused on what truly matters. This choice is what empowers you to create the life you envision, one small, disciplined step at a time. Discipline requires consistency, and consistency is what turns actions into habits. This relationship between discipline and consistency is at the core of personal transformation and long-term success. It's not enough to be disciplined for a day, a week, or even a month. True discipline is about maintaining consistent effort over time, regardless of the obstacles, distractions, or temptations that come your way. It's the daily choices that you make, the small, often mundane actions that you repeat, that ultimately shape who you become. Consistency in your disciplined actions is what turns those actions into habits, and it's through habits that real change occurs. When you first start practicing discipline, it can feel challenging because you're going against your old habits and routines. You might feel resistance, both mentally and physically, as you push yourself to make different choices than you're used to. But the beauty of discipline is that the more you practice it, the easier it becomes. This is where consistency plays a crucial role. The more consistently you make disciplined choices, the more natural those choices become. What was once difficult and required a lot of effort starts to feel automatic. This is the process of habit formation. When you consistently engage in disciplined behavior, those behaviors eventually become ingrained in your routine, and they no longer require as much mental energy or willpower. Habits are powerful because they allow you to accomplish important tasks without having to think about them or rely on motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes, often depending on external factors like how you feel or what's happening around you. But habits don't depend on motivation. Once something becomes a habit, you do it almost automatically without having to psych yourself up or muster the energy to get started. This is why discipline and consistency are so important. By consistently practicing discipline, you're essentially building a structure of habits that support your goals. These habits make it easier to stay on track, even when motivation is low or when life gets busy or stressful. And the process of turning actions into habits through consistency also helps you build momentum. At first, when you're trying to be disciplined, it might feel like you're pushing a heavy boulder uphill. Each step requires effort, and you might not see immediate results. But with consistency, something shifts. The more you practice discipline, the more progress you make, and that progress creates momentum. Momentum is powerful because it makes it easier to keep going. Each small win builds on the last, creating a positive feedback loop. The more consistent you are, the more results you see, and the more motivated you become to continue. This momentum can carry you through the tough times when discipline feels hard, because you've already built a track record of success that you can draw on for inspiration and confidence. Another important aspect of discipline and consistency is that they help you build trust in yourself. One of the reasons people struggle with discipline is that they don't fully believe in their ability to follow through on their commitments. They may have tried and failed in the past, which can create doubt and a lack of confidence. But when you practice discipline consistently, you start to prove to yourself that you can do hard things. Each time you make a disciplined choice and stick to it, you're building evidence that you are capable of following through. This builds self-trust, which is essential for long-term success. When you trust yourself, you're more likely to stay disciplined because you know you can rely on your own ability to make good decisions and take consistent action. And consistency and discipline also helps you build resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, and no matter how disciplined you are, there will be challenges along the way. You might face setbacks, failures, or unexpected obstacles that throw you off course. But when you've built the habit of consistent discipline, you're better equipped to handle these challenges. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, and it's something that is developed through consistent effort. When you practice discipline every day, even in small ways, you're training yourself to persevere through difficulty. You're building the mental and emotional toughness that will help you stay the course, even when things get hard. This resilience is what allows you to maintain discipline over the long term. Many people can be disciplined for a short period of time, but the true test of discipline is whether you can maintain it when life gets tough. It's easy to be disciplined when things are going well and you're feeling motivated, but real discipline is about staying consistent, even when you're tired, stressed, or discouraged. This is where resilience comes in. The more you practice discipline consistently, the more resilient you become, and the better able you are to stay disciplined, even in the face of adversity. Another key benefit of consistency in discipline is that it helps you develop a sense of mastery. Mastery is not something that happens overnight. It's the result of consistent, focused effort over a long period of time. Whether you're trying to master a skill, improve your health, or achieve a professional goal, the process is the same. It requires you to show up day after day, put in the work, and make small, incremental improvements. These small improvements may not seem significant in the moment, but over time they add up. This is the power of consistency. When you're disciplined and consistent, you're constantly making progress, even if it's slow, and that progress leads to mastery. The process of achieving mastery through consistent discipline also teaches you patience. In today's fast-paced world, we're often conditioned to expect quick results, but real success takes time. Whether you're trying to build a business, improve your fitness, or develop a new skill, it requires consistent effort over a long period of time. Discipline teaches you to be patient and to trust the process. When you're consistently disciplined, you start to see that success is not about making huge leaps in a short amount of time, it's about making steady progress over the long term. This patience is crucial because it helps you stay committed to your goals, even when the results aren't immediate. Consistency and discipline also helps you build a strong work ethic. A strong work ethic is one of the most important traits for achieving success in any area of life. It's the ability to show up and do the work day after day, even when it's hard or when you don't feel like it. This is something that is developed through consistent discipline. When you're disciplined, you're building the habit of working hard and staying focused no matter what. Over time, this becomes second nature, and it's one of the key factors that separates those who succeed from those who don't. This strong work ethic, fueled by consistent discipline, is what enables you to keep going when others give up. In addition, consistency in discipline helps you create a sense of structure and routine in your life. When you're disciplined, you're not leaving things to chance. You're taking control of your schedule, your habits, and your actions. This creates a sense of order and stability in your life, which is essential for long-term success. When you have a routine that supports your goals, it becomes easier to stay on track. You don't have to constantly make decisions about what to do or how to spend your time because you've already built a structure that guides your actions. This structure frees up mental energy and allows you to focus on what really matters. Another benefit of consistency and discipline is that it helps you stay focused on your long-term goals. In today's world, it's easy to get distracted by short-term pleasures or immediate gratification. But when you're consistently disciplined, you're keeping your eyes on the bigger picture. You're making choices that align with your long-term vision, even when those choices require sacrifice in the moment. This focus is essential for achieving meaningful success. It's easy to get sidetracked by things that don't really matter, but discipline helps you stay committed to your long-term goals, even when it's tempting to take the easier path. Consistency in discipline also helps you create balance in your life. It's not about being disciplined in one area while neglecting others. It's about creating harmony between all the different aspects of your life. When you're consistently disciplined, you're able to prioritize what's important and make time for the things that matter most to you. This balance is essential for long-term well-being and success. It ensures that you're not burning out in one area while neglecting others. Discipline helps you create a life that is not only successful but also fulfilling and sustainable. Discipline and consistency, when practiced together, create a powerful combination that leads to lasting change. It's not about making dramatic changes overnight. It's about making small, consistent improvements over time. These improvements, when compounded, lead to significant transformation. In the end, discipline is what turns dreams into reality. It's not about being perfect or never stumbling. It's about getting back up every time, staying committed even when the path seems long, and showing up day after day, no matter what. Discipline empowers you to take control of your life, to shape your future with intention, and to transform consistent action into unstoppable momentum. So choose discipline, embrace its power, and watch as it becomes the force that elevates you to the heights you've always envisioned for yourself.